Alrighty, welcome into episode 34 of WCATChats. No guests this week. Took a week off last week, so we got a lot of sports to catch up on. And I mean, a lot of stuff's been going on. You know, how are y'all doing today?
I'm doing good. As you said, we did take a week off last week. We had fall break, which was refreshing. Got to be able to see my brothers coming back from college, which is fun. And what'd you do?
I was able to go up to North Carolina, spend some time with some cousins up there, and also Duke and UNC. Palmer, what were you up to?
I went down to Dallas and went to the Texas-Oklahoma game. Unfortunately, Texas lost, and I was sick in bed for the rest of the weekend.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, and speaking of football,
The Wildcats.
they're good at football this year.
What a game last week. 34-0 over Hateville Charter. It was played on a Thursday, too. But we came
Really
out of the
annoying.
gates hot. Went up 34-0.
First half.
Caliente.
First half. Put in the backups and just watch the game into the sunset. I mean, Michael Buhay clicked. The running backs clicked. Just the receivers. 3 different receiving touchdowns for 3 different people. I mean, like the defense looked really good as well. We didn't have Brand Morgan because he did have his lower extremity injury. He will be out for the year. But
Breaking news, I don't know.
even with that,
One of those touchdowns, like you said, 3 people with 3 touchdowns. William Wycliffe, first
yes, he
career
was.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Junior, our peer. Congratulations to him. And that puts Westminster first in the region right now. Looking forward to some playoff football.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, you had Armstrong. He got his first interception of the year, and then he got his first touchdown of the year. So a great game for him, you know. And he is such an impactful player on that defense and on the offensive side as well.
And that game was actually really important because we were 1-1 in the region. If we lost that game, our playoff hopes would be toast. Somehow, Hateville Charter was 2-0 in the region. I'm not entirely sure how that team didn't look.
They beat Stevenson, which we lost.
They beat
to.
Stevenson by a lot, and we lost to Stevenson. And Hateville Charter just didn't look good.
No, I mean, this Westminster team, you could make a case that there's a chance if this year happens 10 times that we're 7-1. Right? Yeah. I think Stevenson and Pace were winnable games.
And you could say Benedictine wasn't.
But hey, that's the best team in 4A.
I agree, but what I'm saying is it was a close game. It was a 1-score game pretty much the entire way. So, I mean, that if a couple things go your way,
yeah,
you're looking at a win there too.
I mean, it's been a really impressive year, especially after what some people, you know, in the words of Luke Parikh, he thought it was not going to be a rebuilding year, but a reloading year. But, I mean, it's been even more than reloading. It's just been winning, and that's great to see.
And now shifting to cross country, the girls and boys ran in the Coachwood Invitational last Saturday, and the girls won the race.
The varsity race, which there's, you know.
I thought they won varsity and JV.
But there's also such thing as the championship race.
Ah.
So the order for cross country got our championship, varsity, JV, but only select teams get invited to championship. Okay. So the girls didn't get invited to run in championships. There was kind of some tension on social media after that between the guys and the girls.
I saw that.
Cross country Instagrams about, you know, hey, y'all didn't even get invited to the good race. But yeah, great showing by the girls. They won the varsity, won the JV, and then the varsity boys got second in the championship race. And
yeah,
you know,
Joseph Jaco ran on time at 15:32. 5th place, and only S. Von Dyer right behind him in 7th place, only 2 seconds, a little slower.
that's his first meet back.
And Joseph Jaco actually just committed to Georgia Tech.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Very exciting for him right there. Cross country, as always, dominant. I mean, I can't remember when it wasn't. I don't think it ever will be when it's not dominant. But now,
and a little shout out to our fellow WCAT member Gideon
Zamadoon,
who placed 28th with a time of 16:14.
Oh boy,
Palmer could do better.
I can do better than Gideon in the pool. I know that much. Then last night, girls cross country ran against Stevenson, and they got the win. Stevenson apparently didn't even bring a girls' team. Our girls ran against their guys, but our guys didn't even run. So, you know, lots of weird cross-country stuff going on. But
Did the
Cats,
girls win against the guys' team?
I don't think it mattered. I think the girls won. At the end of the day is the result. So, yeah. And they're kind of slowing down. I'm pretty sure that may have been their last dual meet. No, I believe Coach Wood was their last invitational.
All right.
So, you know, they're going to have maybe another dual meet, and then, you know, you got regions and then state over at Carrollton.
Yeah, Carrollton's a big meet. Yeah.
And now volleyball, 43-11. What a record! Ended region tournament as third team in the region and took on North Oconee last night, and they won 3-0, 25-21, 25-17, and 25-16. Palmer, you know some of the volleyball. You've been the commentator for a little bit. What have you seen from the girls?
Well, I think what was really impressive last night is they went up against the number 2 team coming out of Area 8 in North Oconee, right? So theoretically, they weren't expected to win as, seeding. So they had to travel to North Oconee. But, I mean, they dominated, right? Winning 3-0, that's, can't do much better than that. And, they advance, and then they're going to take on Heritage Saturday over at Heritage. And if they were to advance to that, I believe, I don't have the bracket in front of me, but I was looking at it last night, as you do.
So, Palmer, as you were learning more about volleyball, would you have to say you have a favorite volleyball team outside of the Westminster Wildcats?
Collegiate volleyball team.
Well, Texas is reigning national champions. So, and I did watch that national championship game last, I believe it was Christmas break. I'm a Texas guy, so have to go for Texas. Carr, what about you?
Well, personally, I've never really delved into the world of volleyball. I'd say my favorite team is probably the varsity girls volleyball team. They're 43-11, pretty good.
Shoot, really?
Yeah, they're pretty good. And I know you really enjoy volleyball at the collegiate level, and then also at the Olympic level. And some new Olympic sports were just recently added.
That is true.
Baseball will be
transition.
added in 2028. But guess what new sport is joining?
Squash.
No, not that one.
Lacrosse.
Flag football is joining the Olympics. And
Interesting.
already on Instagram, we saw some celebrities reaching out about that. Rob Gronkowski is trying to select a spot for him.
How old is he going to be? He's 34 right now.
It doesn't matter. See, people were saying they don't want Gronk because he's not as elusive as other people that could play. Who's going to stop Gronk from a lob ball in flag football? If you just toss it up
Victor
there.
Wembanyama.
That is true. You could get some basketball players and just
Put them in there. 6'6",
Yeah.
6'7".
Well, actually something that's really interesting. The guy who used to be the Freeze at Braves games now plays in like a semi-pro flag football league. So, maybe he's looking. He tried to make the Olympics for running. Didn't make it. Maybe he'll make it for flag football.
maybe. I mean, that flag football, I used to play it as a little kid. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Not as much contact as in regular football. That is expected. But
Yeah, I
it's
played flag
almost
football as well.
almost a completely different game when you think about it.
I mean, I was on the O-line actually for flag football, but I was kind of a nasty O-lineman back in the day.
Palmer did throw some illegal blocks, but it was
You had to keep your hands behind your back and like shimmy around. And I remember I blocked one kid who was like supposedly the greatest edge rusher known to man. He got so mad that he tried to get the officials to like throw me out of the game. They're like, no, he's just better than you. So, kind of peaked in football then.
So why don't you continue your career?
Oh, flag football or football?
So this is turning into now an interview with Palmer Ruth. Palmer,
Sure.
what made you end your football career?
My parents never let me play tackle football.
And why is that?
They want me to have my brain.
But are you saying that George Kittle doesn't have a brain?
Well, CTE is not a good thing. You don't want that. I mean, Carr, why don't you play football? Any of y'all, why don't y'all play football?
Gotta protect the shoulder.
Yeah.
My parents knew from a young age I'm looking to play baseball at the highest level, MLB, obviously. You'll see me in
Hopefully face off
when do
for
I
some
graduate?
MLB players.
2025? Yeah, 2025, I'm going to the MLB.
He's going straight to the majors, the minor leagues.
I've been told
I'm
don't
I'm
exist.
skipping. You know what? I'm whatever it's called. Giving up my senior year. Foregoing my senior year. I'm going straight to the MLB.
Well,
You're gonna
I've-
see me World Series as an 18-year-old.
I've heard potentially with some things coming down the line, if we have you with some live ABs versus an MLB player, there could be some
That is true.
contracts coming your way. Not to tease anything too much because
We
it's
will be
not
trying to
set
get
in
them
stone.
a podcast,
but we could have a very cool WCAT video coming out mid-November-ish after hopefully what'll be a great podcast with a returning guest. But yeah, looking at this GHSA volleyball bracket, Westminster, if they beat Heritage, they'll play the winner of Whitewater versus McDonough. And then after that, believe it or not, I believe the semifinals are at Westminster.
That's great. When do we play Pace or Love It if we were to?
It would be we'd play Pace at Westminster October 28th if we were to get that far.
Is
But
that in the
Pace
ship or in the semis?
semis. But Pace is taking on the feared Cedartown Bulldogs. You know.
Do we have a bye? Is that?
No, this is just at Westminster. We're here, but this round
Oh, that's strange.
semifinals is at Westminster, and I know I'll be there probably
Even
on the
if
call.
Westminster's not playing, it's
Yeah.
Weird.
Interesting.
So Halloween weekend, Saturday, come out to Turner Gymnasium, even if the Cats aren't playing, watch some good volleyball.
Saturday. Wait, so Halloween's on a Monday?
It's on a Tuesday.
Halloween weekend.
It's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
See, Alex really does enjoy in his free time going door to door, knocking on doors, and asking for candy.
Now that it's on a Tuesday, that is messing with my trick or treat plans.
Yeah, if you ever see him, he doesn't like the king size bars because they're like bad for your teeth. So if you see him, he takes carrots, celery.
Water bottles.
It's almost
Water
like he's
bottles.
like Santa's reindeer, right? You give him some oats,
if
maybe.
if you have me some trail mix or some of the
You'll
like
see him just get on all fours and just start running.
yeah, you'll see me galloping and I might catch some air.
Yeah.
And then have a sled behind me. But now we already talked about volleyball. Let's go to softball. One region last week after a great region tournament win over Holy Innocents in Southwest DeKalb.
Yeah. Palmer and I were able to catch a little bit of the third place game on homecoming night before the dance. And we were able to commentate a little bit. It looked like it was a pretty electric game. A lot of action from both teams. But
Certainly.
Westminster was able to come out on top in the previous game. And they actually also came out on top last week on Thursday against the Norks Blue Devils 8-0. Just a big win.
Dominance. Gave up 2 hits in 5 innings. No runs. Adelaide Banks, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Just dominance from one of the young players that really just make up that how strong that team really is. They host the Super Regionals this week, and they play today, actually, Wednesday at 12:30 versus Northwest Whitfield. And Palmer, you've been talking about it a little bit. What's going on with the Westminster and the playoffs for volleyball or softball?
Well, so there's softballs is kind of like they kind of took the NCAA baseball strategy. You have your regionals, and then you go into super regionals. So 4 teams are coming to Westminster's campus, and they'll take part in games over the next 2 days. So today, first we have, obviously, at 12:30 is going to be Westminster versus Northwest Whitfield. And then later at 2:45 is going to be Seconder versus Stockbridge. And then the winners of those 2 games will play.
And it is a double elimination bracket.
And then the winner of those 2 games will take part in a second game later tonight at 7:15. The losers will play in a second game at 5. And then after that,
we'll have games tomorrow.
yeah,
After
and then
school.
finally tomorrow at 7:15 we'll be deciding who comes out of this super regional in position F to head over to Columbus, Georgia for the rest of the playoffs. So, definitely an interesting setup, not like many of the other GHSA sports, but a lot of softball going on campus. So if you love some softball, go and stop by KCB. You do have to buy a ticket, unfortunately.
You should probably be able to look from the up top area in your
or
Hawkins.
tune in on NFHS Network.
That's
WCAT.
another way to watch on. Do we know who's going to be on the call, Palmer?
Palmer.
I don't know who will be on the call of the day one or honestly the evening one if Westminster were to advance, which they're expected to. They're the 1 seed in this part of the bracket. But hey, maybe I'll hop on that call for that second
Palmer
game after swim
Palmer
practice.
just jinxed it now.
Yeah. Palmer.
So if the Batcats lose, which they probably won't, they won't.
I
It's Palmer's
believe.
fault.
Now, talking something similar like softball, baseball, the Braves. Season is over.
Yeah.
And honestly, that playoffs difficult to watch. I think
I say we take a moment of silence.
all right. So season is over, but honestly, you got to be thinking none of the highest seeds won. Oh, the teams that won over 100 games in the season won 1 game out of like 14.
That was the Braves.
and you got to be
Dodgers and
thinking
Orioles
that's
all got
because of the
swept.
playoff structure.
No, it's not. Honestly.
I think they just choked.
That's just the playoffs.
But it's not just every team's offense just seemed dead.
But 2021, before the new playoff structure, this 88-win team called the Atlanta Braves came in. They took down the NL Central Division winners with a lot more wins in the Milwaukee Brewers. Then they went and they took on the Dodgers. Who'd won 100 and I believe
it's because it's the
6
Dodgers. They don't
games
know how to
that
win
year.
Playoffs.
And they took
I
the
think the
Astros.
Braves are the new Dodgers. And you're thinking, why, Alex?
The Dodgers are still the
But
Dodgers.
the Dodgers lose in the NLCS. The Braves decide to lose in the NLDS.
No,
the
Dodgers
Phillies.
have lost in the DS the past 2 years.
So have the Braves, though. So it's not.
So the
But we won the
Braves
World
and
Series
the
more
Dodgers.
recently.
Yeah, but the Dodgers won it the year before.
Yeah,
Who
but
cares?
it's a
We
Mickey
won it more
Mouse
recently.
ring, Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Well, either way,
Bro,
it's just
a top 3 hitter in that year was Dominic Smith.
Donald Smith did well that year.
Marcelo Ozuna was an MVP candidate, as he should be.
Luke Voigt had the most home runs in the
runs.
MLB, and he's not even in the MLB anymore.
That was a weird year to be alive.
But, Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Wow. Trey Turner.
Wow, I hate
Wow.
these people.
Nick Castellanos.
Kyle Schwarber.
Just, what is going on in Philly? Their hitters are
They're
They've
taking.
been doing that all year.
They're taking
Yeah,
little.
but, like,
they're also
they're-
taking little things that the media's been putting out, and they've been using it to fuel their fire. And
That
I
is
think it's
true.
actually been crazy.
Well, no, the atmosphere they've been having at their games is unmatched. They have all of their hitters are some of the most clutch people I've seen. They step up time and time again in situations where they need to, and then they just pile it on.
just keeps on going. And their pitching has also been crazy
Oh my
good.
gosh,
Aaron
yeah.
Nola,
Zach
Wheeler.
Wheeler.
And their bullpen has been lights
Jose
out.
Alvarado.
Matt
You got
Strom, Craig Kimbrell, Gregory Santos.
what's the
Soto.
righty with the mean sinker?
Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Sir Anthony Dominguez. That name is crazy.
I just wish the things I do for them to still have Gabe Kapler. And, when I remember 2018 opening day, he pulls, Aaron Nola goes, I believe he's gone 5 innings, no earned runs. I believe it was someone walks, then he pulls Nola at 69 pitches to bring in a lefty whose name, why can't I remember it? He was on the Dodgers last year. What's that guy's name? You have no clue, Carr. He's not a great at that lefty.
My bad.
I can see his face, but I don't know his name.
Hold up, we're trying to remember who it was.
Palmer looks up lefty pitcher.
Yeah, I
pulled
did it
for
wrong.
Nola. Opening day.
Hold up, we're gonna remember who this is because I've always remembered who
Matt
he was.
Strom?
Huh?
Matt Strom?
Who?
Matt Strom.
Matt
No,
Strom
it
was the
wasn't
starting
Matt Strom.
pitcher.
Matt Strom was not on the team that year. It was Holby Milner. That's it. Holby Milner got pulled to face Freddie. Freddie puts one into the seats. Braves rally, ends off with a Nick Markakis walk-off home run. And that was the start of the Braves' run of dominance. It was all thanks to Gabe Kapler. Obviously, Braves made the playoff that year and have won the division every year since. I wish they still had Gabe. I think Gabe's a great manager. Hopefully he'll find a new job. Kind of
Was
looking.
he fired from the Giants?
He was fired from the Giants. Also, some weird stuff with Kim Ang.
Oh yeah, the Marlins.
They were going to put someone above her. She said no, didn't opt into a mutual contract. So now she's a free agent, and people are saying Red Sox maybe. A lot of places have been floated.
Yeah,
Marlins-
she put the Marlins
The
on the
Marlins
map.
had a really good year this year. They
yeah,
really did.
They really got lucky.
They messed up. But now the rest of the playoffs are what is happening? I really wanted the D-backs to come through against the Phillies.
That ain't
It's not over, but it's over. And then also other one,
Rangers.
Astros, Rangers. You got a
Both
big
series, the teams are up 2-0.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Rangers won last night?
Yeah.
Let's go. I really don't want the Astros to win. I'm so tired of them.
I
love the Rangers.
But
love
Astros
the
will put up a
Rangers.
bigger fight again. I want my dream World Series is Diamondback Rangers.
Diamondback
Yeah,
Rangers.
definitely.
That would be
Indubitably.
that would
I
be
want-
crazy. 'Cause
I
it's
will
two
take-
teams. You don't
I
really,
love the Diamondbacks. I love the Rangers. They both got young players, and they also got players that haven't been in the limelight as much, and now they're stepping up. And
I
they're
just
gonna
want
be
any
They're
team
also
other than the
teams you don't
Phillies.
see big.
exactly.
They haven't really been good in the past couple of years. To see
Yeah.
the rebuild really come through.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't like the Phillies. Simple as that.
yeah,
It's a valid reason.
MLB award predictions. Let's just go
Alrighty.
through this. I go AL Cy Young.
Garrett
Who else
Cole.
but Nestor Cortez? And
It's
then
Garrett Cole. It's a Yankee, bro.
Pick the other
NL
Yankee.
Cy Young, Blake Snell. I feel like that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it kind of is annoying. No one really on the NL side had a spectacular year.
No one on the AL side behind Garrett Cole. No, Blake Snell had a really good year.
He had a really
Nah, but when you're only pitching through 5 innings, got to be a workhorse.
Still racked up like
Nah.
180.
Still.
He was going
five.
consistently 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, he had
1.5. Oh.
Yeah, 180 on the year. I literally called it.
Yeah.
I called it.
2.25 ERA.
Alrighty.
234 strikeouts. Yeah. Did have a lot of walks, but not many hits. And you see the run to earned run discrepancy is only 2. That's really good. Means not many errors in the field by his defense.
Well, I mean, when you got Haosong Kim behind you, I mean, that's
He's
good
a
defense.
very good
Haosong
defender.
Kim, Machado, Tatis was spectacular in right field this year.
Only making a year.
That was
a
in
million a year.
2019.
He's only a mil.
Nah,
All
his
right,
ARB
well,
is higher.
Either way, so I think it's going to be Blake Snell. Then Garrett Cole, very good year.
Yeah.
250 strikeouts, something like that. How many innings? Can you look up how many innings?
Cole was
Garrett
like
had?
320, I feel like. Did he get that high?
320 is a lot.
I know.
Stats.
He was kind of a workhorse.
Yeah, he is. I love Garrett Cole. He had 209, 222 strikeouts, 2.63 ERA. AL didn't have too many. Do you think that there weren't as many good pitching years this year because of the new offensive rules?
Well, I saw a stat that said this. I know this sounds crazy, and it was from, I'm pretty sure, a good source. 35% of all pitchers who are relief pitchers got Tommy John this year, which is up from 25, which is up from 25 the year before, apparently, which is an insane number to think about.
Well, it's because the main reason for Tommy John is because people's hips are too tight and it puts stress on their arms. It like over torques them. If your hips aren't as tight, it doesn't put as much pressure on your elbow. And that's been figured out recently. It used to just be your forearm was too tight, or you're throwing too much. That does attribute to it, but it's primarily your hips being too tight, not being able to get through with your lower body and back more than your arm. And then also, people are throwing so hard now that it's like, it's hard to not get Tommy John. It's
Yeah.
like almost like
It's hard not to. Yeah, it's impossible because
like
you're
a
putting
cannon
so much.
event.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible not to get Tommy John if you're going to be an MLB pitcher.
But there's rare breeds that don't have to get it, like
Who?
Like Max Scherzer.
Garrett Cole.
Max Scherzer.
I bet you Garrett Cole got it back in the day.
No, there's like Max Scherzer. There's people that just haven't gotten it.
I feel like he definitely has had it back in the day.
I don't know. I don't think he got it when he was at UCLA.
Bro, remember when he was at UCLA with Trevor Bauer? That was kind of a
You
nasty.
know,
Do
they
you
were
think
enemies.
Trevor Bauer's
they
gonna
were
come
not
back?
friends.
Yeah, they hated each other.
I think so. Trevor Bauer
Had a great
cleared
year.
of the allegations. He has one more year in Japan. I feel bad for the guy. But yeah, Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer weren't friends. That's why the Yankees didn't want to sign him, because Garrett Cole really not a fan of Trevor Bauer.
Probably a good move in hindsight.
But yeah, he had a really good year. I mean,
Yeah, he did.
Well, and if you look at his look at just like his things that are what's the pitching version of WRC plus or OPS plus for
ERA?
Bauer?
Sierra.
ERA plus. Because it's a dead ball era right now in Japan. So like a 3 ERA isn't that impressive.
Yeah, he has like a 2-2.
Did he now? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like it's very dead ball era right
he had
now.
2.76.
Over there in Japan, like I went to some games and it's pretty boring offensively.
Yeah, I
and
feel
it's
like-
a 2.76 with his first couple outings being blow up starts,
Yeah.
and then got back into it, and threw a 10-inning shutout game and still lost because in the 11th they went into overtime. That is,
Overtime.
Extra innings.
extra innings, but then they have in Japan it's different.
It's regular extra innings for the
no,
start. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, because they
I've
have a
watched
they
an
do
extra inning
I
game.
think after 11 innings it stops.
Oh yeah, but it didn't end after. It ended, whatever.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay.
And then
MVP AL. I think it's Ohtani. I know he missed some
I think
time
it's Ohtani, which is still crazy.
because he
though.
missed a month.
Who else? It could be Corey
Corey
Seager.
Seager, if
But he missed even more time.
exactly. Imagine if he stayed the entire. He had a really, really good year too.
He did. I think Aaron Judge is up there.
No.
Aaron Judge had,
No.
Aaron Judge had
Yeah.
37 home runs in like
saw.
80 games or something
Yeah.
crazy. Just an unreal stat.
Oh.
He has like 300 career home runs in 7 seasons, even though he's missed. 2016 he played like 30 games, and then 2020 he played another 30, which is just out of this world. He's like the fastest clip for 250 or something. And then NL MVP Acuna.
I think it's pretty clear. And then
Rookie of the year, you gotta go with Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll.
Josh Young,
I mean,
right?
Corbin
Wait,
was an
Josh
MVP
Young?
candidate. Josh Jung.
It's Young. It's pronounced Young.
Young?
Yeah. For the Rangers.
I feel like there's some better.
There's no H.
Josh Young. Is it really Young?
266.
I think it's honestly, personally, I think it's Gunnar Henderson.
I think it's Josh Young.
Let's just pull up the stats.
They had pretty similar stats. Gunnar had a few more home runs, lower average.
I'm just gonna do the compare feature on here.
I think it's just take your pick, really. I mean,
But Gunnar put up 6.3 WAR.
okay.
How much WAR did
Really good.
Young put up?
Young did cool off, but he was off to a tear
And he got
in the
hurt
first
for
half.
like a month because he like broke a finger.
2-4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and what was his OPS?
109 plus.
125 OPS plus
All right, it could be Gunnar.
by Gunnar.
All right,
I think it's Gunnar.
is.
And then Falcons lost to Commanders 24-16, and they play the Buccaneers this weekend. So
I mean, the Falcons still have a shot to take the division. I mean,
that's true. Their division is weak.
it's bad, and they're 3-3 now on the year.
It was a tough loss though by the Falcons. I think they had like 100 more yards than the Commanders or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
the Falcons are 3-3, but I mean, the first place team, the Buccaneers, are only 3-2.
Desmond Ritter.
3-1 at home. Falcons got some home field
Yeah,
advantage there.
Desmond Ritter's been playing pretty well last week. Yep. This week, he was doing well, and then the last couple drives were just. They were. It was so confusing. It was 4th and short inside the red zone, and they had a delay. They had a delay a game again, and then on the last drive, they spiked the ball, got a delay a game, and had to use their last time out. It was just. What is happening?
I don't know what's happening, but you know who is winning? My fantasy team. And in our league, I'm currently tied for first, 5-1 on the year, and I am tied with Anisha Iyer actually. But I think I've had quite a spectacular performance in this league.
My season's been just it's been a little rough. I have been like getting if I played Anish head to head every week, I would be 3-3 against him. It's just each week I do badly. The other person, each week I do good. The other person does a little bit better, which is just average, which is just annoying.
You, I believe, have the most points against you, right?
Yep.
By a solid margin. You have 766 points against. I only have 590. So Anish and I have been getting lucky here.
I have over 170 points against me.
But I've also put up the most points by a significant margin.
And I've put up the wait, that's
countdown.
not me. That's not me. I've put up the 7th most.
If you look at my team started out 3-0. We were hot. We were averaging 150 a week, and then in the past 3 weeks, we've gone 0-3, and we haven't put up more than 90.
You know who's really been trying in this league? Arjun Naidu has added the most people. He's made 14 moves. Me and Nitin tied in second, making 11. And then you just got a lot of people who aren't really trying.
Yeah, I have 2 moves. I have 2.
No, you know when Aaron Jones gets hurt, when James Conner get hurt, when
How many wins do you have?
Justin Jefferson gets hurt.
Oh, the punishment for this fantasy league. I'm excited
came
to
up with
announce.
something? I don't know what this is.
A one-night camping excursion. You get to bring any 3 things you want to go
is
on this
official, by the
camping
way.
excursion, except before you go, you have to take laxatives.
How many?
I don't know. Figure it out. But that's what it is. 3 materials, whatever you want to bring. You have to spend one night, take laxatives before you go.
I mean, like, looking at my fantasy team, it was so stacked. Last week, I benched A.J. Brown, right? I got Justin Herbert, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Dallas Goedert, Kenneth Walker, Terry McLaurin, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, who has been the third best receiver so far this year. I had him in the 10th round. Puka Nacua, he's been the 6th best. I added him off waivers, right? I mean, my receiving core has just been kind of coming out of nowhere, but it's been spectacular and it's been really helpful.
Yeah, my team's been disappointing except for Tyreek Hill and TJ
Am I playing you this week, Car? Or no, I'm playing Calvin.
Yep.
Yeah, so, been really excited. Can't wait to see where this goes. And moving, what do we got next?
That's it.
Oh, Hawks start off a week from today. They're doing some preseason stuff. We're not going to put up all the numbers because that really doesn't matter, but it's about to be NBA season, so that's exciting. And then Atlanta United Plays this Saturday versus Cincinnati. Haven't played in 2 weeks, so players should all be rested to do good. And that's all for the 9th episode this year and the 34th of us doing it. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to follow the TikTok, the Twitter, so you can keep up with Westminster sports, see some entertaining content. I'm trying to pump it out as much as I can while still keeping my grades acceptable in the eyes of my parents. So, yeah.
I will thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, go Cats.
Go Cats.